What we're about to do is going to be a first for YouTube, because no YouTubers have ever done a tier list before. So in this video, we're going to be ranking every Forza game ever made. And we're not just ranking them off opinion, but off fact. I mean, essentially my opinion and fact come to the same thing anyway. But yeah, I'm obviously joking, so feel free to disagree with me. Before we get started, I just want to throw it out there that I haven't actually played every single one of these games. So for the ones I haven't played, I've done a lot of research and watched loads of gameplay to make sure I can give a fair view on it. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I suppose the logical way to do this is in chronological order, starting off with the oldest. So that means we start with Forza Motorsport 1. If you look at gameplay from this game, you can tell it's very ahead of its time, because this game came out in 2005, and so the graphics for 2005 are pretty impressive, and so is the handling model, in fact. And also, I mean, this game is what really started Forza, and so without this game, we wouldn't have all the fantastic Forza games we have today. So I think I'm going to put it in Legendary, just because it's the beginning, and without it, Forza games today wouldn't exist. Now let's move on to Forza Motorsport 2. This game kind of looks a bit like an updated version of Forza Motorsport 1. I mean, the physics look slightly better, and so do the graphics, but it's not a milestone improvement. So I'm going to put it in OK, because I mean, it doesn't have that factor of it started the Forza series like Motorsport 1. So I think OK is the right place to put it. Now let's move on to Forza Motorsport 3. Now, this game came out in 2009, and the graphics for a 2009 game are absolutely stunning in Forza Motorsport 3. Yes, the handling model maybe is not so advanced, but still, for 2009, it's pretty impressive, and once again, a game that's quite ahead of its time. So I think for that reason, it's going to go in very good. Now, Forza Motorsport 4. This game is pretty legendary, I have to say. It had really fun game modes like Forza Football, and the handling model and the car sounds, and yeah, everything about this game is just legendary, so I'd be doing it dirty to put it anywhere lower, really. Now let's move on to Forza Horizon. This was the very beginning of the Horizon series. This was really where Forza just gave players complete freedom to drive around wherever they want in the map and, yeah, explore an open world. So I think this game should go in Legendary, just because the Horizon series has been the far more successful series for Forza, and it's the beginning of that, and also the vibes of the game are just incredible. Now let's move on to Forza Motorsport 5, where immediately the game goes into absolute trash. I don't think I can put it anywhere else, to be honest. Forza Motorsport 4 had over 500 cars in the game. Forza Motorsport 5 had only just over 200. That is a massive downgrade from one game to another, and it was all because when the Xbox One consoles came out, Forza wanted to laser scan every car that they put in the game, so therefore the car list was pathetic, and without a diverse variety of cars, a game is just less fun, really. Now let's move on to Forza Horizon 2. This was the first Horizon game to be available on the Xbox One consoles, although it wasn't really optimised for Xbox One consoles. It was still designed for Xbox 360s and then made available in a slightly upgraded version for the Xbox Ones. But the map was pretty cool, and it had a really good long highway, a nice airport, and it had a lot of cool aspects to the map. So I think for that reason it should go in very good. It also had a really nice big festival site. So yeah, I think very good is the place to put it. Now let's move on to Forza Motorsport 6. I think this is the first Forza Motorsport game to actually be good by modern standards. And the graphics are pretty nice in here. Probably better graphics than any of the previous Forza games, as you'd expect, because graphics is just something that's always getting better. So, yeah, I think this game was pretty good. It had a good car list and everything, but, yeah, I don't know. I think It's a big step up from Motorsport 5, but still it doesn't really beat the good old Forza Motorsport 4 or Motorsport 3. So, well, I mean, when I say that, it is a better game, but for its time, it should be significantly better, not just marginally better. So I'm going to say it's okay. Now let's move on to Forza Horizon 3, where this game goes immediately to the top tier, which is legendary, because legendary is really the only word for this game. Even by today's standards, this game is amazing and probably still one of the best open world racing games you can get. The map was unbelievable, and the car list was very good as well. And yeah, the expansions were also very good. The Hot Wheels expansion was a pretty nice expansion, and Blizzard Mountain was also a lot of fun, so legendary it is. Forza Motorsport 7, I'm going to put in not great, I think, because, yeah, I mean, like, it's more or less a reskinned version of Forza Motorsport 6. It doesn't feel like a massive improvement. It just feels like something that should have probably been an update for Forza Motorsport 6. So, yeah, I think the game is still pretty fun. The career mode is quite enjoyable. However, I think for the career mode, driving road cars in races around a racetrack isn't really that realistic. It should really be track-only race cars that we're racing for the career mode. That would have been the better way to do it. The physics still aren't really there, and for a track racing game, I feel like the physics should be on par with real life. It should be very realistic, and apart from the crash physics, where the cars roll over and all of that, I don't think it's really that realistic, and that's what you want from a track racing game. So I'm going to say it's not great. Now let's move on to Forza Horizon 4. Now this is quite a controversial one, shall we say, because there's lots of people who think it should be up here in legendary. There's lots of people who think it should be down here in absolute trash. So wherever I put it, there's going to be lots of people who get offended by my opinion. I personally am going to put it in very good. Being from the UK, this game felt quite special to me because it felt just like real life, having locations where I've visited in real life, and so driving supercars on the streets that I've been on just feels so real. It doesn't feel like I'm pretending to drive supercars. It feels like I actually am driving them, and I just loved that aspect about Horizon 4. The game's map was maybe average, shall we say. It didn't really have a good highway or a good airstrip or any of the things you really want a really good one of for a Horizon game, but at the same time the graphics were amazing, and the physics were also pretty realistic, so I'm going to say very good. Now we move on to the worst Forza game of all time. It's Forza Street. This game is absolute trash. If any of you have ever played it, you will understand why I think that, and you will probably think that too. Literally, you cannot turn the cars or anything. The way you drive in this game is by, if you're on a PC, you hold on the space bar, and that's what makes your car move, and then when you take your hand off the space bar, it slows down for the corners. It just isn't really fun. I think it's all scripted as well, who wins every race, and so basically no matter what you do, you're gonna win or lose. The game is already pre-decided. I think that's how it goes anyway, so yeah, I don't really enjoy playing the game at all. I only played it once and I didn't find it fun at all, so I stopped playing it because it's trash. Now let's move on to the most recent of them all, and it is Forza Horizon 5, which, once again, I'm going to put in very good. I think there's a lot of things that people were hoping were going to drastically improve compared to Horizon 4, which didn't drastically improve. They stayed more or less the same or had a tiny bit of an upgrade, but overall it's a very fun game. The map is pretty good as well. It's got an amazing highway, a beautiful airstrip where you can hit some pretty good speed, and also that jump at the end of the airstrip is quite fun to hit because you can fly for about a mile. It's got a lot of fun aspects to the game, but I don't think it's quite there to be called a legendary game. I think, though, the car list of it is, I don't think anyone will disagree with me, it's the best car list we've had in Forza history, even without the likes of Alfa Romeo in the game. So, yeah, I think overall, very good is where it goes. So this is the final tier list then. If you disagree with me at all, let me know what you think down in the comments. But aside from that, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for plenty more Forza Horizon 5 content, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.